Hi folks. Sorry about the heater in the background, but it's finally cold in Arkansas. We're having our first hard freeze, down to about 21 or 2 or something, maybe 24. Got my sunflowers covered out there. We'll see if they make it or not. All right. I've got another. My little video toys are goofing up on me. It seems like no matter which one I use, they're freezing up. And I don't have other things opened. I guess it's time to reboot the computer. The poor dear, I leave it on for always, and they can only go so far, and then they start getting odd things like this. Well, please pardon. It's just an avatar. Whether it's a picture or whether it moves, I guess isn't that important. Okay, this is from 10-1. The Mayan day was a 1 storm, and I was upset when I opened this, but I'll let it speak for itself. Okay, so here we go. Hello, my ancient friends. I apologize, but I come to you in distress. Greetings, Theresa-Ann. We see that. Please tell us. I was just listening to Alec Newald, Newald, an ET contactee, abductee, and author of Coevolution. I hadn't heard of him before, and I was also reading on scribed.com a few pages of his book. My distress arose from this. Now, I don't trust many ETs, and that's the truth of it. For too many, I have found, have their own agenda and only pretend to be light. So there are things in Alec's story that just make me wary. For instance, he was taken and spent 10 days, allegedly, out of his physical body. And I'm not sure a clone isn't involved, perhaps, in his return. Anyway, my reading is with much caution. And yet, in the reading, the ET being called Xena spoke things to him about our Earth history that ring true, such as that benevolent beings have tried to help through our governments and those in charge, and yet been rebuffed. No cooperation was rendered. It is so very hard being here, my friends, so largely at the mercy of the powers that were, and I call them that instead of the powers that be, as much in hope as in knowledge of what is happening. At any rate, we are now so spied upon that there is neither peace nor freedom from it without great cost and hassle. Many of us feel somewhat like captured specimens under observation. And I'll step out here and say, I don't think even with great cost and hassle we can avoid this surveillance. They, the powers that be, have no heart, none they have found at least, caring for nothing but themselves and their power and wealth. The hard part is that it has progressed so far that maybe we cannot go free without help. Yet, it does not appear to us that we have it. Now, it may be there, ever so close, but when you're not able to perceive it, what does that help? So, will you please speak to me of this situation? I desire some hope. It's interesting being in these bodies with such power of emotions, but it's not easy. Please tell me all you can that's to the point. I desire truth more than anything, so though I'd like to ask for hope and soothing and such, I'd rather have truth. even though it seems endlessly difficult. Yes, Theresa-Ann, we hear you. Our hearts are touched by the difficulty we see you enduring, you and so many. We cannot tell you, of course, that at 2:31 p.m. on February 4th, 2013, all your troubles will be either over or on their swift way out. There is much that we can offer, though, and we will. You are one of an advanced race, a master race of beings who came to Earth so long ago, yet not all that long as you measure antiquity. You and we are immortals, more adept and accustomed to the highest of the dimensions of the 12 present here in this universe. Yes, your memories of all of this had to be scrubbed, as they call it, to have a normal or typical round of incarnations here. You have been on duty here, quote unquote, for several tens of millennia. It was a very sad day and time when the dark forces took over here. What you read in that book was correct in that you were, as a race, about to ascend into the higher dimensions when they attacked. You were then set back many tens of thousands of years, even millions, in your development or progress. It was a very sad time. In your current desensitized or desensed state, you are not able to perceive all the great help that you have. It has become invisible, at least to the human senses. In your hearts, you all know that we are close by. Yet, it's been such a major challenge to get people to realize the importance of setting aside the mind and entering heart. Only from there can your higher selves and senses be accessed. To that end, you have incarnated with this mission again and again, coming in under many guises to bring the message of heart, of encountering the divine there. In this life, by the way, you are very successful in this. Many are finding their way into heart, and your journals provide great help. Yes, we and many others have gone to your governments with truth and offers of assistance, only to be lied to or rebuffed, as you have heard. We have spent centuries, even millennia, in the attempt to find a suitable government and officials to work with and through. A few times we thought we may have had them, but it proved not to be the case. Again and again they fell to the lower nature and the lures placed within them by the dark force. So now we are indeed taking a new tack. We will no longer seek out governments or their officials with whom to work. Instead, we are working together among ourselves and with certain of our brethren who are incarnated here as you are, yet who are of our own lineage. We work best that way, where our natures are consonant. We hear you, dear one. You wish and long for a message that will promise an end to the reign of the dark force. But as you know, time doesn't work like that, and free will is hard to track or rely upon under the current situation. And so I said, what can you offer us, please, or offer me? I can keep quiet if need be, and with your support. This is linear thinking, my dear. It's not the way. Always remember that the way out is within. This you know. I am going within now. I am speaking to you there. What is ahead for us, please? What can you tell me, or better yet, show me? We don't choose to work that way just now, though we may in the future. Please, just listen. Okay, We are here to help. You must know this, and we are helping. You are being, you and many, upgraded so quickly that your very bodies are having many challenges keeping up. Your new crystalline DNA is coming online as we speak, as are your crystalline light bodies. In the next few months before 2012 is complete, we desire to have you so far advanced that you can just walk away, out from under whatever levels of control the dark force still has you under. You and many others are barely under their control at all. Though you dimly sense their nefarious activities in general ways, you are largely shielded from direct interaction or contact with them, unlike many others who are feeling the real crunch of the dark force's fear ramping up in these last days of their power. This they know. I want you to enjoy your isolation from direct experience of this. Don't forget to enjoy. This keeps your vibration up and beyond what they can influence or do more than touch. You are not yet completely isolated from them, but you are well on your way. We keep you and your advancement largely shielded and disguised from their technology, which is no match for ours. They have yet to discover what a poor match their supposedly advanced technology is for what we bring to this system of worlds, or the solar system and the galaxy as well. Yours is not the only beleaguered planet. You are right about their extreme arrogance. It goes with the path they have chosen, the misuse of divine power. Built into their beliefs, it quite blinds them to the true reality that they face in us. Any of us, our large ships, could easily take them out of power, remove them completely, but the time is not right. And I said, "Excuse me, friends, but what need have you for ships to carry you about?" And they said, "Remember, we are in 5D, as near as we care to go, but to work in 3D, it is practical to do it with conveyances, with ships. They are not like anything in use on Earth, and you will discover this soon enough." So I said, "Sorry, please continue." Yes, we have plans that we don't choose to share with any at this time, for the dark forces could pry the knowledge from your awareness. This we don't need. Just know and expect that there will be significant change in the next 6 months. You don't have too much longer to wait until we can bring you into our presence and get reacquainted. We look forward to this too. Until we reveal our hand to the dark force, however, we are all holding back from any intensive contact with our Earth parties. We don't want to make them vulnerable or set them up for unpleasant experience. You know that this happens. The dark force's tentacles are far-reaching. It is only with souls such as yourself, and many others from 11 and 12D as well, who are able to communicate at these levels, that we are willing to come forward or begin to. Much more is in store. Just recognize the current need to retain secrecy in our operations. Things may or may not get much worse before they improve. It all depends on the choices that each one makes. The biggest service you do is just by, as you say, by your very being. And being here, you anchor the light that we need. We work through you all of the time. And your presence here gives what is needed for entree into the aura of so many who are following you, coming in contact with your work on the internet. Though through you, we can reach out to support and sustain them, behind the scenes, of course. Very few, precious few, are aware of it. Remember that you were not even aware until we chose to reveal ourselves. Trust, dear one, that we know what we're doing. We haven't invested thousands of years in our recent service to let down our guard in the last moments before the great victory. Yes, the victory will be greater than most can begin to imagine. Your restoration, all of you from the higher dimensions, will be a unique event in the annals of this galaxy, this universe, and beyond. This hasn't been done this way before. We're all very excited, actually. Can you feel it? A little bit, I guess. The body has been very burdened of late, as you know. And they said, now that you know of it, perhaps you will sense it going forward. We show you all we can. Do trust that. We know it is hard for you there. Hard for us to imagine, even. You will all make great teachers when you return. For now, just know that you are in the home stretch, as it is called in the animal races, very close indeed to the finish line, so do hang in, as you call it. Know, always know that we are here for you. None of you, not one, is left without heavenly recourse. And not just your spiritual guides, but your home planet or star system or dimensional friends and relatives. We're all here, excitedly awaiting the upcoming fireworks. So hang steady, and then I had to say, laughing out loud, my friends, you have surely been hanging around closely to Earth to use such colloquialisms. Hang steady, hang in, and the like. Yes, we have. Glad you've noticed. It's part of our gift to you of our presence, evidence of just how closely we've been allied with you over this time period. And I say, okay then, I find I have a couple of questions to ask. If I can just call them up, you know me in questions. Let's see, this rash. I have completely eliminated the sustained release morphine from use. Since I understood that was the original cause or trigger for it, I'm wondering why the rash is so persistent and if there is anything more I can do to help it leave. And they say, yes, you can. Do not use the lotions anymore on it. Use straight oils if you like, and the tea tree oil is good too, only be cautious with it since it tends to be drying. And I asked, why is the rash so drying? Is it some sort of fungus or bacteria or the like? No, it is not that. Much has been being taken away from your 3D body. Many toxins being released. There were things in your flesh that are causing this on their way out. And then I ask them about the victory machine I'm using. So I say, am I doing the best routine using the CES or cranial electrostimulation unit, the BE blood electrifier, and the zapper once daily, and for no more than 40 minutes on the first two? And they say, yes, this is excellent, actually. We did not like the prescription from your internet friend to use the CES for 2 hours daily. It is too much for your body. And so I asked, how about the colloidal silver I made with the purified ionized water? Is it okay to drink, since I have been drinking it? And they say, yes, it is fine. Use of the distilled water is better, but this is better than putting it off due to having no distilled water. And I said, though I had another question, it doesn't return to mind, so I guess it will wait. Is there anything else you would offer or share with me before we leave off? And they say, no, we have covered what we wanted to. We realized your disappointment that it wasn't more specific, but we also trust that you understand our position. In our place, you definitely would not reveal to anyone in a 3D body what we know of our upcoming plans. It makes us too vulnerable and sets that one up for some pretty miserable experiences as they come to the attention of the dark force. Your body is not set up right now to handle that. We'd rather not put you in that position. And so I said, thank you very much, my friends of old. Contact with you is soothing to me inside. Bless me in every way you can at all times, and know that you have carte blanche where I am. Heart's love to you. Thank you for being so very close. I am gratitude shining, even under the 3D weight. And they said, yes, we see that, dear one. You shine far more than you have the least notion of doing. Just now, just here, remember, just self. And I said, Namaste. And they replied, Namaste, you are our beloved. Know that. You'll know more about it, and soon. And so I said, consider yourselves hugged. And P.S., please know that I'm ready to go with you if you'd care to bring me along for a ride. So do set that up if it suits you. It would certainly suit me. We hear you. We'll consider it. Now, be at peace. And I closed with agreed. Deep peace. Okay, so that's that conversation, my friends. It speaks for itself, but I always want to say we are one, you and I. I'm no different than you. We're all reflections of the one, facets in the one great gem that Source is. And so what applies to me applies to you. Otherwise, it would really be kind of pointless and egotistical to share these things with you this way. Those of you that have the ability to enter your heart and listen from there, sense the energy coming through these things. May it buoy you up and bless you mightily. And finally, about this avatar, that, many might wonder, or some might wonder, well, why didn't she just shut everything down and reboot so the avatar would work? My suggestion, dear friends, is not to get caught on the surface of things. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The energy comes through regardless. And so if you find yourselves too preoccupied with avatars and superficial things like the body-mind, I suggest you step back, that's all. Enjoy yourself, okay? Let's all remember to enjoy. See you again soon.